All right, so here it says page 3 because it's the third side, I guess, of your part 1 review, starting at number 22, your semester exam review. So it says to identify the inverse, converse, and contrapositive of the following statement. So remember, your inverse is going to be not, is the key word. Your converse has the keyword of switch, and contrapositive has the keyword of both. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to just underline or highlight, if you have a highlighter or a marker or something, highlight the hypothesis and then go through, and everywhere you see an X and a 2, use that same color. And then use a different color for the conclusion. So my conclusion, x plus 3 equals 5. Everywhere I see the x plus 3 and the 5, I use my second color. Because what that allows me to do is that allows me to real quickly go through and see which ones have been switched. So originally I started blue and then green. So I can see the second one goes green, blue, so that one has been switched. And then my third one did not switch, my second one. My third one did switch. Switch. Okay, so then I go through and I look at the ones that have the not equal to. Because those, I'm going to come over here and write not. And not. So then it's real easy to see which one is which. Because I can see that this one has been both switched and not, so it's the contrapositive. The second one just has not, so it is the inverse. And the last one has just been switched, making it the converse. Number 23, write the inverse, converse, and contrapositive of the following statement. So remember, inverse means not. So I'm going to leave it exactly like it is. I'm just going to change my equals to's to not equal to. So if x is not equal to 7, then 2x minus 4 is not equal to 10. My keyword for converse is switch. So this time I'm going to switch my two parts, and I'm going to say if, start with the second part, 2x minus 4 equals 10, then x equals 7. And then the keyword for contrapositive is both. So on this last one, I need to do both. I'm going to start with the second part. If 2x minus 4, but instead of equals, I'm going to say is not equal to 10, then x equals 7, but I'm going to say x is not equal to 7. Okay. Number 24, write the hypothesis and the conclusion of the statement. So remember, your hypothesis is everything between if and then. So my hypothesis is today is Monday. Okay, and then your conclusion is everything after then. Jack will go to school. Okay, number 25. Write the hypothesis and conclusion of the conditional below. Again, my hypothesis is everything in between if and then. So 3 points are collinear. My conclusion is everything after, everything after then. They lie on the same line. What are they? What is the subject? The 3 points. So the conclusion is the 3 points lie on the same line. Okay? Number 27. Oops. Change. Write the definition of an obtuse angle as a biconditional. Okay? So for a biconditional, we start with the conclusion. We don't start with if. So it is obtuse, but what is the subject of this? An angle's measure. Okay, so an angle is what we're talking about. An angle is obtuse. And then we say if and only if. And then we start with the then we go to the hypothesis. So my hypothesis, an angle's measure is between 90 and 180. So an angle is obtuse if and only if its measure is between 90 and 180. Okay, and then just kind of a little aside, sometimes remember if and only if can be abbreviated with IFF. Okay, so we'll do that when we get to number 20 pages. Sorry about that. Write the definition of congruent triangles as a biconditional statement. So again, I'm going to start with my conclusion, which is they are congruent. What are we talking about? 2 triangles. So 2 triangles are congruent. 2 triangles are congruent. And then we say if and only if, which we can abbreviate IFF. And then our hypothesis. 2 triangles have congruent sides and angle measures. So 2 triangles are congruent if and only if they have congruent sides and angle measures. Okay? All right, let's look at 28. For number 28, name the property which is illustrated. I'm going to zoom this in just a little bit. Okay? All right, so when I'm looking at this one, I can see if I went from x plus 3 equals 9, if I were going to be solving that, what I would do is subtract 3 here and subtract 3 here, and that's how I'm going to get to x equals 6. So what did I do on both sides? Subtractions on both sides, so this is my subtraction property of equality. Okay? So then when I look at the second one, number 29, this up a little bit. When I look at number 29, I can see that I divided both sides by 3. So my answer over here, what am I using? I'm using the division. I went far. Okay, division property of equality. Okay? All right, number 3. We're almost home. We're at the back of the page of the whole review. Number 30, 3 segments that are parallel to line AB. So when I look at line AB is right here. Okay? So I want lines that run in the same direction as that line. So EF, HG, and DC are all parallel to AB. So EF with a segment bar, HG with a segment bar, and DC with a segment bar. Okay? All right, so then number 31, I want 4 segments that are skew to CD. So I'm going to erase what I have here. Again, this is why it's good to have a pencil in math. And I am going to look for 4 segments that are skew to CD. So here's CD. I want to be skew, which means I cannot be parallel and I cannot intersect. Okay? So if I take all my lines and I were to highlight them, all the lines that are left over, okay, the first thing I said is we cannot be parallel. So I'm going to get my eraser and I'm going to erase everything that's parallel. So AB is parallel, EF is parallel, HG is parallel, okay? And then I also can't intersect it. So anything that touches D, I'm going to erase. Anything that touches C, I'm going to erase. Okay, so now I want to come back and look and see what did I still have left. Okay, I still had AE left, I have EH left, I have BF left, and I have FG left. All of those are skew. So AE, EH, BF, and FG are all skew to CD. Okay, let's look at number 32 says, if angle 6 is equal to angle 2 or congruent to angle 2, complete the property that will allow you to justify that my lines are parallel. Okay, so that my lines are parallel. When I look angle 6 and angle 2, 6 and 2, well, those are corresponding. And I know with parallel lines, when parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, corresponding angles are congruent. Okay, let's look at 33. 33, angles 3 and 6 are examples of, here's 3, here's 6. Those are on the same side and they're on the interior. So same side, interior. Remember, sometimes we call those consecutive interior, and that's okay. All right. And then number 34 says angle 1 and angle 2 are congruent. Complete the property that will allow you to justify you have parallel lines. Angle 1 and angle 8, they're both outside on different sides, so those are alternate exterior angles. And I know alternate exterior angles, when I have parallel lines, I know that they are congruent. Okay. All right, number 35, determine the slope of the line that contains the points 5, 8, and 10, 6. Okay. We do have a formula for slope. It says subtract your y's, subtract your x's. Okay. So when I look at my y's, here and here, I'm going to subtract them. You do the second one first. So 6 minus 8 over, and then we do our x's, 10 minus 5. Order is important. You have to do the second one first each time. So 6 minus 8 over 10 minus 5, when I reduce that in my calculator, gives me a negative 2 fifths. Okay. Number 36. Same thing. I'm going to do my y values, the second one first. So 2 minus a negative 4 over 3 minus a negative 6. You can change those to positives, or you can type in the calculator exactly like that, and you end up with 2/3. Okay? All right, number 11. Given A and B and C, which coordinate will make AB perpendicular to CD? Okay, so I want to figure out a line that goes through this point that is perpendicular to the other line that's drawn. Okay, which means I need the slope of this line. If I count, I need to go up 1, 2, 3 over 1. So the slope is 3 over 1. That means my perpendicular slope is the opposite, so negative, reciprocal 1 over 3. Okay, so starting from the point they gave me, I'm going to go down 1 and over 3. So down 1 over Down 1 over 1, 2, 3. Down 1 over 1, 2, 3. Or I can go up 1, back 1, 2, 3. Up 1, back 1, 2, 3. Okay, so my second line looks like that. So then I just need to figure out which of these points, which of these points will put me in that same spot. So if I check A is at 3, 6. So 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's A, and that doesn't work. Okay. So then I'm going to go look at B. B is at 2, 3. 2, 3. There's B. Oh, look, that's on my line. So guess what? B is my correct answer. I don't have to check the other two. All right, one more of those. All right, the last one, it says number 12, but really it's like 38. Okay, this is the exact same process, which means I have to find the slope of my original line. So I have to go down 1, 2, 3, and over, oh, sorry, nope, not 3. I miscounted. I have to go down 1, 2, and then I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3. And since I'm going downhill, I know this is a negative slope. So my perpendicular slope is going to be the reciprocal of that. So instead of being negative, it'll be positive, and then 3 over 2. So from this point, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 over 2. Or I can go down 1, 2, 3, back 2. Down 1, 2, 3, back 2. Down 1, 2, 3, back 2. And then there is my perpendicular line. So then when I start with A, when I start with A is at 2, negative 1. So 2, negative 1. Oh, look, there it is. It's on my line. A is my correct answer. I don't have to check the other 3. Okay. All right, tomorrow we'll go over the second part of the semester exam review. First period, don't forget your exam will be on Tuesday. We won't be here on Monday. And sixth period, your exam won't be until Friday, okay, of next week. All right, so thank you for paying attention.